The time has finally come. It was 7 months ago that I paid for my marathon ticket, having no idea where this will take me. Today I booked a ticket for a marathon, which is going to be happening in October. And now it's March, so it's 7 months. I am not trained for running at all, so I have 7 months to get myself to the level where I can successfully complete a marathon. The goal would be like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. That would be awesome. That would mean that I'm running at a pace of 6 minutes per kilometer. At a 15k, that's alright, but at a marathon, bro, that's 42 kilometers. Fuck. I absolutely despise running. I hate it. It's not like, oh, I enjoy running. No. Not at all. And I don't even have time for it. Fuck. The marathon isn't even gonna suck so much, because if there's 5,000 people running, the kilometers go by. Of course, it's going to be difficult, but training, bro. Running 30k's left, right, and center alone. That's going to be the interesting part. Fuck. Oh, fuck, man. This is gonna fucking suck. I really hate running, bro. Like, this is not enjoyable for me at all. This has changed my life, like, truly. From only lifting weights and looking like melted ice cream, I found myself being active on days that I could never imagine before. Drenched. Like my boots, they are soaking wet. I'm really grateful for this marathon, because this is exactly what I wanted from it. Like, I would never be here, bro. I would have zero chance of like finishing work late and then still lacing my shoes and like going out, run outside in the rain. So I would never get myself into situations like this if I haven't had something to work for. This whole running journey started off pretty fun, as it was the spring, nature was waking up, the weather was amazing. I had no pressure to run crazy distances because I was still just getting used to running. So I loved it. I thought this was gonna be the greatest thing because I spent time in nature, I cleared my mind, and I even made a video about how to get addicted to running because I was enjoying it so much. But that very quickly changed when I had to triple my distances and the summer came. Oh my god, I wanna die. Oh my god, the sun is so strong. From never running before to suddenly finding myself having to run 150 kilometers a month was pretty exhausting for me. I'm so done with this marathon training, bro. I don't want to run anymore. I'm starting to get really anxious about the marathon. This running is just absolutely not enjoyable anymore. Like, it's super warm. There's no other time to go running except for the morning. And the morning time was my only weapon to be able to record videos. And balancing this with working out, I'm also cutting a lot of hair right now at the moment. It's just a lot. And it keeps getting worse, bro. Like, next month, 175 or 200 kilometers. That's a 20k every third day. Like, bro, once you go 20k, you're like, okay, bless, now I can chill for the next 2 weeks. But with 200 kilometers a month, I can chill for like 2 days and then go again. On the days where I wouldn't go to the gym, I would usually do YouTube work and use the mornings as my only chance of working on this YouTube channel. But those had to be sacrificed in order to replace them with running. So this was very heartbreaking for me, and it was impossible to run in any other time except the morning because the heat was just so unbearable. This is the most disgusting run of all time. If it wasn't for these fucking mosquitoes, I'd be walking way more, because it is fucking hot as hell right now. It feels like my head is overheating. The air is unbreathable. Like, it rained so much that it's super humid, and now it's like rotten fish smell everywhere in the air. And bro, like, I legit have mosquitoes following me the whole time. Every time I stop, they are on my ass, bro. Holy shit, this is brutal, bro. I just fucking crashed my car. Fuck. I just backed into a fucking pole because these mosquitoes, bro. Bro, mosquitoes 5 years ago were not this ruthless, bro. They don't give a fuck if you're running or not. They will land on you while you're running, bro. How the fuck is that even possible? Please don't be cracked. I mean, this car is pretty invincible. But that was at some high speed, bro. Like, I had my earphones in and I heard it loud and clear, bro. Oh, please. Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's bad. Oh, there's no way that just happened, bro. I tried to be positive about all of this. I thought maybe if I get used to the heat, it will get better later, but nonetheless, it was very challenging. I even started to have a little bit of a pain in my knee, which was really worrying because I was like balls deep into this whole marathon training camp, and now to stop it would be very heartbreaking for me. So I continued running with the pain. Sometimes it would take me 50 minutes to figure out how to run so that the running would be bearable. Sometimes I would find myself 10 kilometers in the middle of nowhere with an extremely painful knee, barely even being able to walk. I'm in a state where the only time when I'm not in pain is when I'm running. Oh, there's not many worse things than being out in the middle of nowhere and you can barely even walk at this point, bro. I've just ran here and now I gotta turn back and my legs hurt as I'm standing, like I don't even have to run. I'll just try to disregard the pain and just go on autopilot, I guess. But luckily, somehow, I found a new technique of running, which I can do to this day, and my knee being sort of fine. As the months went by and I started hating running more and more, for some reason, I started wanting to improve my initial goal time for this whole marathon by a crazy amount, an amount that I couldn't even imagine was possible at that time. The goal would be like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. That would be awesome. The initial plan was a 4-hour 30-minute marathon, but now I guess it's a 3-hour 30-minute marathon, a whole hour less. If I don't die on the first one, of course. So this whole 3:30 marathon was actually not even a thing until like a few months in, and at that point not even being able to run 20 kilometers in 2 hours. This uphill is the last fucking thing I need right now, bro. 18.2 kilometers in. The last stretch. I want to hit that 20k, bro. No way I'm stopping at 19. Oh, I'm finished. Oh, fucking finished, bro. Holy. Oh, fuck. This shit felt so long. This felt like I was running for 5 hours, bro. Oh, the goal was... I really don't know what I was thinking, but I told myself if I go for this, I just want to go all in, like fully all in, the most I can, because I didn't want to have any regrets. Even though I hated running that much, I really wanted to give it my all and see what I am capable of. On one very important day in the summer, everything was about to change, because I had gone crazy. I was missing 35 kilometers to my monthly goal, which I was very strict about, but I was missing 35 kilometers on the last day of the month. And I did that purposely, because for some reason, even though I never went for more than 26 kilometers at that point, and even that distance was super challenging for me. Oh fuck, I'm getting dizzy. But I'll finish this shit no matter what. Like, I've done the hardest part at this point. Why am I considering quitting? I mean, it's not like I can. Like, what am I gonna do, call a fucking taxi? That would be stupid. And I couldn't even complete it in a very good time. With all this, for some reason, I wanted to try to attempt the marathon, even though it was so advised not to. I really wanted to just do it and know what it's all about, and do it alone. I thought to myself, why not try to run a marathon alone? You know, to see what the recovery will be like, what it will feel like to run an actual marathon. Should be fine, right?
A lot of novices want to test themselves before the event by running the distance or close to it in training. This is not a good idea. While you may think it will leave you more confident, the reality is that running the distance on your own without aid stations or fellow runners, or the reward of a finisher medal waiting for you, is significantly harder, and you will only convince yourself that you are not in fact ready for the marathon rather than the opposite.
So I got ready, made an aid station out of my car, ran out 13 kilometers and then back, and then another 8 kilometers out and 8 back, and I basically did it. And not only did I just complete the distance, I exceeded my time by a long shot. I did indeed complete it under 4 hours, which is what the fuck, like my closest attempt was a half marathon under 2 hours, like in the same time frame, like 2 weeks before this attempt. To fucking double that and to have better pace, I am really not sure what happened. Maybe the stars aligned. Maybe the mindset, maybe the carbs. And I was actually trying to find how this can happen. How can you run faster than ever before without any real proof? Because running is really not a sport where you can get lucky. You cannot really get lucky for 4 hours straight. It's mostly what you put into training is what you get back. And I never got any results like this in training. Of course, I did a few different things on that day. I ate a lot of carbs the day before. The weather was nice, to be honest, but it still didn't make sense to me how I accomplished my ultimate goal for this whole journey, literally in the middle of the training camp. How did that happen? So not only did that crush my expectations of the marathon, and I had to find a new goal, but I really wanted to know how this happened. And I think the reason was interval running. A few days before this marathon run, I went for my first Norwegian 4x4. So what I'm doing right now is a thing called the Norwegian 4x4, and basically what it is you start with 4 minutes with a light, slow pace, which you can handle really well. And then for the next 4 minutes, you try to go as fast as possible, but still maintain an average pace, like maximize the pace at which you can go on for 4 minutes straight. And this basically happens 4 times. So 4 of these intervals, and fucking hell, Axel recommended me this, the guy who's gonna crush me in a marathon, and I think it's good for getting quicker. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm totally correct. I mean, based off of my 2 minutes of research, I could be missing a lot of details, but let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But this is what I understood from it. And even if I'm wrong, the version that I did right now is definitely useful. So that has confused me. I was like, okay, what now? Is there still more in me? Am I aiming too low? So I was like, the only reasonable goal to aim for is 3:30. And that still sounded fine to me, but I got really scared when I found out what was the pace that I had to be keeping to reach that. The fact that the pace started with a 4 made me shit my pants, but at the same time made me wanna do it so much more, because I thought that would be so badass to be able to run a whole fucking marathon with a pace better than 5 minutes per kilometer. But the problem was I could barely keep that pace on a 10k at that point. But I just looked myself in the mirror and decided, like, again, all or nothing. No matter how much I hate it at this point, no matter how fucking hard it's gonna be, no matter how much it's gonna fucking take away from my life, it's all or nothing at this point. So I had about 2 months left to cut down 20 minutes from my marathon time and lose about 7 kilograms of weight in that same time period as well. So that meant most of my training was gonna be done in a calorie deficit. After this marathon attempt, there was a few holidays that we went on, and to be honest, this was the first time that I really fell out of running. And this was a problem because the marathon was approaching very quickly, and I basically had to really step on the gas pedal to make it, because since I ran the marathon alone, it seemed like my running performance has actually gone in bursts. So on the 20th of August, I made a promise that I would push it as hard as I possibly can, because I had only 1 month left to train as hardcore as possible before I had to start tapering off. What tapering off means is that you gradually decrease your mileage in the last few weeks before the marathon, so that you are nice and rested on the day of the race. Today is the 20th of August. 200 kilometers was the goal for this month, and right now, with 10 days left, I'm on 32. So I'm missing 168 kilometers and I have 10 days left. That would mean I would be running 17 kilometers every single day for the rest of the month. But that can't happen because I want to focus on these fast interval kind of runs. Even right now, I'm gonna attempt another Norwegian 4x4. Right now I finished a sparring session and I'm gonna go for a run. But the problem with these interval runs that they are never very long. Like even this Norwegian 4x4 is probably gonna be like 8 to 10 kilometers. And that's just not enough, even if I go every single day. So I think for the first time, I'm gonna abandon this goal per the month, but starting from right now, the 20th of August, I'm gonna run as much as I fucking can. I'm not gonna set any plans, but as much as I fucking can till for the next 20 days. I'm gonna absolutely toast myself, because after that I'm gonna have to start tapering off for the marathon, and this is all I got left. Like, I have to give it my everything. I feel like I'm prepared already. Like, I've run a marathon already with much better pace than I anticipated, so I'm not too scared. I just want to improve on it a little bit more, and that's why I'm not running so many distances anymore, and I'm mainly gonna be trying to improve my pace. And for that, the best way is to do these interval runs to get used to the high heart rates and the high pace type of runs. So I started researching even more, and I found out that to improve your pace, you have to get your heart used to operating at those higher frequencies. And I think that was the reason that I did so much better than I expected on the marathon attempt, is because I trained my heart to operate on those higher frequencies with those interval runs, and then it was so much more comfortable to run at that still challenging but pretty chill pace compared to those interval runs. So basically, let's say that your best pace that you can keep going for at least an hour is 5:30, but your max pace that you can keep going for 4 minutes would be 4:15, which is a lot quicker, but you can't really keep that going for a long amount of time. And what interval runs allow you to do is to keep going at that quick pace for a longer amount of time, with little amounts of rest in between, so that you can just keep going for a bit longer while still maintaining that high heart rate, but recovering just enough that you can go for another interval at that high pace. And this way you spend a lot of time at those high frequencies, and when you next start running and reduce your pace by, let's say, 1 minute, it feels so much more comfortable, even though you're still running faster than your initial 5:30 pace, I guess. So from that point, I pretty much put all of my money on interval runs. Even though I hated them so much, it was so uncomfortable, I knew I'm not good at them at all. It's exactly the reason that I have to do it. I knew I was comfortable with the distance at this point. I just had to run faster. I did a bit of introspection, and I realized I've been avoiding high-speed work like crazy, because it just sucks. Like, I hate being at those high heartbeats. I hate like pushing myself really hard. I'd rather run 3 marathons than try to attempt a very fast 5K, which is a lie, that's not true, but like long distances have become something that is in my comfort zone, kind of. And what isn't in my comfort zone is these fast, like interval kind of runs, and that's why in my second to last month I'm gonna be focusing on those. It makes a lot of sense, like if I don't spend any time training at my maximum heart rate threshold, then I'm not gonna be used to it, and then I'm gonna be panicking whenever I get close to that. So today, first of 10, at least till the marathon, first of 10 of these runs, today is a 20 times 20, and it's 1 minute off and 1 minute sprint. And by the 1 minute off, I'm still like jogging, and then 1 minute I'm full sending it for 40 minutes. So 20 minutes sprinting, 20 minutes jogging. Fuck, it just sounds painful as fuck. I have like 100-hour work week this week. I'm so tired, the last thing I want to do is run right now. I probably will have to pull an all-nighter today after like 12 haircuts. I'm absolutely fucked. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I was right. I'm so not used to this, that this is exactly what I have to do. Oh, I hate it so badly. Pretty much 90% of my runs in the last month were these high-paced interval runs. I did everything, you name it. 1 minute on, 1 minute off, 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off, a pyramid, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, hill sprints, everything. I even did a crazy long distance run with these intervals, and that was definitely my most difficult run because the circumstances have just been brutal. I was in a calorie deficit. I did not take any energy gels with me. It was hot as hell. I had to work the entire day after that, and I did what I hated the most, which was interval runs. Okay, I'm gonna do my second to last long run right now, and it's gonna be exceedingly difficult. I don't know what I'm thinking. I want to do 3 kilometers at my goal marathon pace, which is newly set to 4:55, because I want to hit a 3:30 marathon and then 3 kilometers at like a relaxing marathon pace of like 5:40, and this around 5 times, so 30 kilometers in total. And if 30 kilometers on its own wasn't enough, adding these tempo speed workout session kind of runs into it is gonna make it horrible. Doing it in my Verge shoes as well right now, so that I get used to just fucking discomfort. And oh my god, how am I gonna fucking run at 30, bro? Like, I feel dead. Horrible, no energy. This is fucking brutal. I gotta be on time to give a haircut at 12, and it's 11, and I still got like 8 kilometers left to shower and do everything in 1 hour, and I'm already fucking dying. Like, my legs feel so heavy. I purposely picked the Verge shoes so that I can fucking suffer more, I guess. And now the only way I can make it is run faster. Oh my fucking god. This has had to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my fucking life. Way worse than the marathon. Because when you have to change pace and go faster and then slower. I can't believe I've just done that, to be honest. Like, I was so not feeling it, but I was telling myself that this is the time that I have to feel really bad and fail and not hit my goals to then have a better chance on the day of the marathon. Oh my god. Oh my god, I have not even 20 minutes to get dressed and fucking be ready for a haircut. I gotta go. This was the hardest thing ever. And this killed me. I literally found myself in the middle of nowhere, having no other way to get back but to run faster, because I literally wouldn't make the haircut, and I had no network, so I couldn't even text my clients. And it was just, I remember running with tears running down my eyes. I'm not sure if it was tears or sweat, but I never felt so tired. And after that, it didn't get any easier. I literally felt like passing out the whole day. I had to sit down every 5 minutes because I literally felt like passing out the whole day. And the clients had to wait for me awkwardly while I was trying to survive. I was so proud of myself because I basically spent the whole month being tired as fuck from not eating, doing exactly the thing that I despised the most at that time. It's the 13th of September. I've just entered my peak week of running, and currently I have 91 kilometers in September, and by the 20th, which is in a week, I have to have 180 if this peak week has gone right. The only problem is that I'm in an extreme caloric deficit and I'm so out of energy, and just it's so cold, and it's like the heaviest rain here in Slovakia in like 50 years. Like, it's crazy how hard it's raining, and don't worry, that's not gonna stop me, but like, it is super hard for me to run right now. Like, I'm so hungry and this is all I have left, and it's not even dark yet and I still have to go for a run, so it's gonna be challenging, that's for sure, but hopefully 90 kilometers this week should be interesting. I've done so many fucking fast-paced runs in the last 3 weeks that it's even insane. Almost every single run that I've done was a fucking fast-paced run, like intervals, sprints, all of that shit. I'm so happy this is coming to an end. I'm so proud of myself. It's been raining for the past 10 days. Every single day I've been running. I'm so proud of myself, bro. Just so you can have an idea of how much it fucking rained in the past few days, I'll show you a field where I used to run. It looks like a fucking lake. It's been raining for the past 10 days, non-stop. And the cool part about this is that I have not missed a single run in these last 10 days. So every single time I went running, it was raining outside. Now it's finally cleared up. Okay, this might be one of the most unfortunate encounters. This poor thing was drowning in the flood. Luckily, a man saved her. I couldn't help much. Probably I should just let her be because I'm scaring her. I carried her down there because sometimes cars go by here. If they ran her over, it would be bad. And luckily the sun is shining and she's getting warm. She even stood up. So I think in like 1 or 2 hours she will definitely be feeling much better. She's probably scared of me too, so I'll leave her alone. And yeah, bless the man who saved her. I mean, if I saw it, I probably would have done the same thing, but good man, good man. It's hard for me to leave her behind, but I'm probably not helping much. And I also have to be at work in about 30 minutes, so hey buddy. It's crazy what nature can do, bro. And no one can stop it. You can just hope that it doesn't crush you. I fucking did it. 90 kilometers in the last 7 days. I'm so fucking proud of myself. I finished cutting hair at 7 p.m. It was already dark and I was like, fuck man, like how am I gonna run 15k in the city? Like, it's gonna be horrible. It's Friday. Everyone's gonna be out. Everyone's gonna be staring at me. So I went and bought this lamp. Night run, epic. 92k in the last 7 days. And I said I was counting my runs from the 20th of August. Yeah, because that's when I started to take it seriously. I think I had 30 kilometers in August and then I finished it with 106. So that's like 76 kilometers plus the 182. So like 250 kilometers in the last 30 days, bro. 250. That's 100 more than I've ever done before. And I've struggled to hit 150. I was just running like crazy in the last 30 days, bro, like almost every single day. Like for the past 14 days, I've been running every single day. Whatever the marathon is gonna end up being, like, I know I've put in everything that I had, and I'm very far from a professional runner, like, don't get me wrong, but I definitely took it seriously. So this taught me that if you have a goal, even if you don't want to, you will have to follow the plan, otherwise you are lying to yourself. But finally, 1,000 kilometers later, here I am trying to exceed my initial marathon goal by 1 whole hour. We are officially in the city of where the marathon is happening. We are about to go to sleep. We have a beautiful view in a very nice part of the city. We are very well in time to go to bed, to chill out. I carved up like crazy. Wasn't even intending to eat a lot. I was actually trying to take it easy, but I ate 7,000 calories, bro, and I'm not even full. Like, I can inhale calories, and I was eating like pretty alright stuff. Like, I ate like 3 days of food in not even like 10 hours, which is insane. And I'm eating pasta with tofu, which happens to be my favorite fucking food on the planet, which is also perfect for the marathon, so that's epic. Tomorrow, pasta and tofu again, and maybe a croissant with some jam, and I have a few gels that I'm gonna take with me. We already went to the start line. I'm excited for tomorrow. Like, this is gonna be the easiest part of the whole like journey, because doing so many runs alone I think doesn't compare to doing this race with all the people and this huge event. So I'm really excited. I hope eating 7,000 calories won't make me much heavier than I should be, but I guess I don't care. I enjoyed the food, but it's like crazy that you can survive on 1,800 calories and then eat 7,000 like it's nothing and not even be that full. Like, I'm still eating. We have sushi. Oh my god, sushi's gonna be amazing, so I'm still not done yet. I'm excited for this to be over, and I'm also excited to enjoy the race as it is. I'm gonna be aiming for a 3:30, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be too mad. I'm just here to enjoy it.
Next morning.
Damn, what the fuck is wrong with my hair? Very nice view. A few hours left. This fitness tracking app says my recovery is the worst ever, which is funny, but I don't give a fuck. I feel fine. I did take it a bit too far yesterday with the food, which I regret, but I just could not stop. Like, this is something that I always do. Like, I eat till I physically feel sick, and then I eat some more, so it wasn't the best idea. It was pretty unnecessary, but luckily I don't feel that bad. Yeah, I just don't know what to expect. I just want to enjoy it. Not everything is gonna go to plan, I know. Enjoy the whole run, be present, and whatever happens, happens. Like, it's gonna be good. Oh god. We are waiting for the bus. One last thing I forgot to mention, that for the past few days I had a slight pain in my right leg, like in my calf muscle, which is a bit concerning, but I'm not gonna think too much of it. But that's something I wanted to mention before I start the race, so that it doesn't come as an excuse later. But I'm still gonna give it my all, and I feel pretty good. I managed to go to the toilet. I don't feel too heavy. We are waiting for the bus, and I'm excited. So, funny story, the bus never came. So we had to take a taxi, and the taxi couldn't drop us off at the start line because there's like blocked roads everywhere. So we're late. Nice. Nothing can go smoothly. So it was like 10 minutes from the start of the race, and we were still like 1 mile away from the start line. So we found these portable toilets where I quickly got changed. I wanted to use the toilet, but I realized there was no toilet paper in there. So I was like, okay, whatever. Since we had no time left, I basically had to run to the start line, because if we were walking, we wouldn't make it in time. So I figured might as well warm up and run there. So I did alone. So I got there 3 minutes before the start. Tons of people. I got put in the back, which is a key factor for later. We were waiting. I was kind of nervous. I was checking out the boots. I was checking out everyone's shoes. I was put in the category which was supposed to run a 4:30 marathon, because that's what I wrote in the register paper when I was booking the marathon. I didn't know anything else could be possible, so I figured 4:30, why not? But that was kind of a mistake, because then you get put into a different category which starts way behind the other ones. So the race starts, huge hype. The problem is the group where I'm at doesn't start running at all, because there's like 4,000 people. A minute goes by, 2 minutes, and it was 2:50 exactly on the clock when I remember we finally started seeing some movement. It was probably like 4 minutes until we crossed the start line, so that's a huge addition. Again, it's gonna make sense later. So it was packed as fuck, like so many people, and the beginning of the race was kind of narrow because it was in the city center, and it was really hard to move. I kind of saw the 3:45 pacemaker guy way further in the distance, so I knew I had to reach him. So for the first 10 minutes I was just battling myself through the people, really trying to get forward. It kind of felt dangerous because I was really feeling like I'm sprinting through the crowd, like everyone was taking it super slow and I was just sprinting from the beginning. I was constantly thinking to myself, like, hopefully this is not a mistake. Like, I was still keeping a chill pace, but like it seemed really fast compared to the other people. But that's what I knew I had to do. I knew I had to reach the faster group as fast as possible. So in around 10 minutes I finally reached the 3:45 group. and I wanted to get close to the 3:30 group because that's what I wanted to finish with, at 3:30. So I was just constantly pushing forward. It kind of felt dangerous because a lot of times I had to jump up on the curb, go through the grass, do all sorts of crazy stuff, and in the alpha flies, it's not very comfortable to do that. It's not very comfortable to constantly slow down, change pace, go here, go there. Like, it's a very tall and awkward shoe. It's great for a straightforward cruise. Like, when you set the pace, you get up to that pace. It's amazing for keeping that pace. But this marathon was not about keeping a pace. This marathon was about fucking running in zigzags the whole time because there were so many people. I was really scared that I was gonna like twist my ankle or some shit because there I was like jumping up the curbs and there was a lot of holes in the streets because we're in Slovakia. So a lot of times it happened that I just stepped in the hole and it almost like broke my ankle. So I don't know when exactly, but I reached the 3:30 group sometime before the 10 km mark. And around this point we were running like 4:55-ish pace, which is perfect for running a 3:30. Now I was running behind the 3:30 group for around 4 to 5 kilometers when I told myself, fuck those guys.
Oh, scary!
I went past the 3:30 group because there were certain types of people that were pissing me off in there, just talking the whole time. I was like, I need to get ahead of them. And that actually made me very happy. Like, it gave me such a mental boost looking back and seeing that they are getting more further and further behind. So around the 15-16 kilometer, everything cleared up. There was not as many people. It was amazing. From 15 to 21, it was absolutely amazing. Now, when we reached the halfway mark, it basically started over again. It was like 2 21-kilometer laps. And I don't know who came up with this, but the half marathon race starts halfway through the actual marathon. So it basically gives a big fucking middle finger to anyone who's running the marathon, already fighting for their life. That's when they just let out 7,000 people into the fucking middle of the race, just bang on in front of you. Like, literally, when I was about to turn, when I was about to see the turning point and I was running here, I saw the huge mass of people running like exactly in front of me, where I had to turn in and just get stuck behind 7,000 people. So all of my marathon friends, which I got used to running next to, lost. Did not see any of them. There was a bunch of fucking half marathon people who, I'm sorry, but I just don't respect at all. Like, talking in groups, chilling. I mean, have a good time, I guess, but just separate the two things. It's so disrespectful, I feel like. Like, even though it's called the half marathon, it's nowhere near half as hard. Like, it's 10 to 50 times less hard, because where they end their race, your race only begins. Like, I was the happiest at the 20-kilometer mark. I had the most energy. I was going the fastest. I was just feeling so great. And when they just let out the huge horde of people, I don't know, it was very demotivating to hear other people talking about, oh, we finally reached the 9th kilometer, only 12 left. Let's go, bro. Like, these kinds of conversations I constantly heard around me. And I don't know, it just pissed me off. Like, even at the finish line, when there were pictures taken about you, you could see me with the regular marathon number, and not a single fucking person around me was running a marathon. And that's just so fucking disrespectful, that you're fighting for your life and they get to share the same moment with you, crossing the same exact finish line at the same exact time, doing not even 1/10 of the effort. Okay, I'm done with the rant. So at the 21-kilometer mark, they let them out. I was like, fuck. And basically from that point, there was not a time in the race where I was enjoying myself. Like, again, stopping, dropping to a 5:40 pace was really bad for my time, because it slowed me down extremely, and then speeding back up is exceedingly more difficult than just keeping the pace the whole time, and you had to speed up even more. At the 25-kilometer mark, I started to set myself these like little goals of, okay, if I reach 32 kilometers, then it's just 10 kilometers left. So 7k until it's 10k left, and stuff like this. You know, when you start saying things like this in your mind, you're already fucked, because you're expecting the end and you're not having a good time anymore. So that's what I was doing. I was constantly looking at my watch like, okay, please, when is this gonna end? I was still in front of the 3:30 group. I was having a hard time. I was really trying to push myself. I told myself I was gonna push the last 10 kilometers. Turns out I didn't have anything left in me, because I was pushing the previous 32 kilometers. So I was like, okay, now 4:30 pace, guns blazing, all out. It didn't happen. Like, my legs were fucked. Like, until that point, my biggest problem was having to pee. From the first kilometer, even though I peed at the toilet, I had to pee. And I was like, there's no way I'm stopping in this huge mass of people. So I was like, okay, fuck this shit, I'm not gonna pee. Even at the drinking stations, I never stopped the whole time. Not a single one time have I stopped to walk or stand. Never. Every time I just got the water, poured it inside of me, like spilled it everywhere. I was wet and sticky from the like isotonic drinks that they were handing out. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, there's no way I'm stopping. I didn't even pee the whole marathon, and I had to pee in the beginning, and at the end I didn't. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it just came out as sweat. Who knows? That would be pretty disgusting. I remember exactly at the 34th kilometer, my toes on my left foot closed. I couldn't control it. They just crammed up against each other and I couldn't open them. Like I was running with my toes on my feet like curled up. It was very difficult. Cramps, just constant pain in my muscles, because I definitely never ran for so long without stopping. Like to run for almost 4 hours with never stopping, it's really strange when you do it for the first time. And bad news came when about 5k left. I see the 3:30 group cruise past me, and I was like, no way. I absolutely discarded this situation from being able to happen. I did not expect this at all, and they were going fast as fuck, like they were in a hurry, probably because they were stuck behind the half marathon group. They seemed pissed. They were like cruising. I was like, holy shit, like how fast are they fucking running? So I tried to stay with them. Impossible. I had nothing left. I refused to take a gel because I was like, I don't want to just spend my energy just searching for the gel in the belt. Like it would take like 20 seconds, but I was like, I have no energy to take the energy. I was like, I just want to focus on running, whatever. I'll just put my head down and just give it everything. So I was like, fuck, I have to keep up with them. It was impossible, bro. Like nothing. I had nothing. I was really struggling at that time. My actual time was 3:25, which is well beyond 3:30. So I was really happy with that. But then I saw the official clock already past 3:30, and it was not by much, but it was past 3:30, and I was like, fuck, like I didn't do it. Then I ran past the finish line. I did not give a fuck about the time anymore, and instantly when I stopped, all the pain that I was accumulating throughout the whole run just kicked in at the same time. Like I got handed the medal and I just bursted out crying. Like I have no idea what happened. Maybe it was like so overwhelmingly painful that I was like, I can't believe it is over. And maybe the little bit of disappointment of not being able to reach it before the 3:30 group, which I don't know, like that hurt me, bro. Like seeing them cruise past me and me giving it everything I have and not being able to keep up, that made me really sad. By the time my girlfriend has found me, I wasn't crying anymore, but I was like, I had these waves of like, I could cry if I really wanted to. Like, I don't know, I felt really just beaten up. And I still am, like, it's 2 days after the marathon. I've been for a run yesterday, a very bad run. My whole body hurts, like, I feel like I'm a bit sick too, because, like, breathing hurts, my eyes hurt, my hair hurts, of course my legs hurt. My right big toe is probably in the worst shape of my whole body, because it was jamming against the boots the whole time, and I was ignoring it. When I finally calmed down, that's what was hurting the most, like, it literally feels broken. It's, like, swollen, it's purple. So yeah, I was pretty sad, 50 seconds of the official time, but again, I know I fucking reached it. I don't care, like, I'm way more experienced when it comes to marathons now, and I'm gonna use this experience, hopefully, if I can recover on the next one in 2 weeks in Mallorca, and I'm gonna try to be at the start line way earlier so that I can start running much sooner.
We are stuck.
So what else could we do? Like, we went for the first bus. Hopefully I can even get stronger and faster till then. I'm gonna go for some runs, hopefully I recover, and I'll have my race time engraved into the medal at that race because I paid for it. So that means I really wanna get as good of a time as I possibly can, like definitely below 3:30. I'm not gonna overeat myself that much because eating 8,000 calories the day before is just pure stupidity. So Mallorca in 2 weeks, hopefully I can improve on the pace and fix the mistakes I made on this marathon, and I'm very excited. Sorry for the long rant. Hi, this is me from the future. I'm pretty much done editing this video, and I'm not sure if I'll release a more detailed version because this was pretty detailed on its own. There's still a ton of footage, like this is not even 1/5 of everything I filmed, so if 2 people care, I'll do it. And I don't say this often, if you could like the video. This was such a headache to fucking put together. So much content. I was deleting so many random videos that I filmed, and this was the whole journey. Like there's no multiple episode, this is everything in one place. So any kind of support would mean the world to me, to be honest, and let me know if you got to this point, please. I would really like just some interactions overall. So thank you so much for getting to this point. Your attention span is incredible, and thanks for watching.